it's a wonderful day. How you doing? Keep it tuned in, this here the movement. For good music, we giving y'all the blueprint. GB and Cypher Inc. show 'em how we do it.
Turn the speakers up, only in music we trust. We pass it all the cuts to the DJ so he can mix them up. Yeah, get your lyrics up, and if they broke, then fix them up. Punchlines to lift them up, call it verbal fisticuffs.
Log into Facebook, check out the Ustream. It's Power Move, baby, put it down for the movement. All different rappers and all different music. We trying to stay positive and keep them influenced.
Every show is something new, we never catch a writer's block. Each song home cooked, fresh, piping hot, banging out hits. Yeah, the wheels are still grind a lot. Check the clock, tick tock. Yep, it is time to rock.
Welcome to another segment of the movement. I'm your host for today, Screech De Niro, and today we have FA-Q out of Sandusky, Ohio. We're about to get down with him with a little interview today, right after this. Welcome back to the movement. I'm your host, Screech De Niro, and today, for those who's just tuning in, we have FA-Q, and we're gonna get into some questions. But first, we're gonna introduce him.
I go by the name of Enam.
Step out the way, OP, and they together form FA-Q, Sandusky's finest. And first question I have for y'all is, how long y'all been rapping, as solo, group? Tell me a little.
Me personally, 95, 96, I started doing my own thing with the music. Went away to college, came back to Sandusky to live, and had a few people introduce me to LP over here, said that our styles gel real good, we need to hook up, and ever since then, FA-Q.
Man, I've been doing this for years, since I remember being a kid, reading the milk carton, making a rap out of what I'm reading on the milk carton, man. But as far as seriously, like my man said, we hooked up in 2001. It's been going good. Somebody told me, hey, you need to meet this cat. Everybody know me from being a rapper around here in Sandusky. Everybody knew me. So they was like, oh man, you need to get up with this new dude, you know what I mean? So, came and hollered at me, and it's been good ever since. And that's FA-Q. And so who influenced you, or what influenced you to rap? Or, as artists, I'm keeping it all the way real. What influenced me to rap was money. I'm from the streets. I'm from the West Coast. Actually, I live in Sandusky, but I'm from the West Valley in Phoenix. And growing up was tough. You know what I mean? Just like so many other rappers out there, I come from the projects. You know what I mean? I come from nothing. Growing up listening to Kid Frost, Tupac, Cypress Hill, and just thinking to myself like, man, I could do that. I hustle too, you know what I mean? Like, just thinking like I could get that too. So really, it was about money for me from the beginning, you know what I mean? That's what I've always been doing, rapping and chasing money. Okay. And that's what it is. We're gonna be back right after this message. It's a great answer. So who influenced you, and what influenced you to become an artist?
Well, born and raised Lorain, Ohio, Steel City. I grew up, man, basically I influenced my uncles. They was into music, big time, you know what I mean? So living in a house drum set, I was always into music ever since I can remember. Got a little older, really got hooked on to like the East Coast, the East Coast scene, you know what I mean? Back in the days, you got your, Redman is my favorite artist, period, on the planet, you know what I mean? Jay-Z. I'm about 90% East Coast, fill the rest in, you know what I mean, with the other 10%, but definitely East Coast rap is what influences me the most to get started.
Okay. And that's FA-Q. And we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the movement. I'm your host, Screech De Niro, and we have FA-Q for those who are just tuning in. And we got a couple more questions for them. And so, what you think about the youth and the music that's going around today? Man, I think these kids just as crazy as I was when I was younger, man. They listening to a lot of some stuff, you know, I don't need no disrespect to anybody. Get it while the getting is good, you know what I mean? But a lot of the stuff just to me seems real watered down. You know what I mean? It's like there's no depth to it, you know what I mean? It's just like everybody wants to make a dance or a club track, which I feel that, but you know, I always say about our music, FA-Q, you know, life is a roller coaster, it's not a flat line, so we go up and down, you know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of young kids nowadays, you know, they don't understand how to go up and down. They like to stay one way, and that's it, you know what I'm saying? So I can understand, I was young too, you know what I mean? I mean, I ain't that old, you know what I mean? But yeah, I remember being in high school, how it was back then, all you're trying to do is kick it, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you can't kick it too much and end up costing yourself later, because I'm definitely a product of that, you know what I'm saying?
So what's your outlook on the hip-hop for the youth, you know?
Man, I feel like there's just a lot of lies out there right now. You know, people talking about what they not getting.
Yeah.
And that, to me, in hip-hop, that's a problem. It's like, you know, you got some people out here, I mean, you know, they claim to be selling this, or they got this, they got that, and then you see them, and they barely got shoes on their feet. Mm-hmm. But their music says they're a millionaire, or they're balling, as they call it, or whatever. But when you see them, you don't see none of that, like my man said in the rap. And I'm just saying, you know, it's like, it's just lies, man. And those lies, to me, influence the hood, which makes the hood live a lie. Little people, you know what I mean? I'm talking about the kids in the hood, they look up to that. And then they, you know, they're not forced, but music is very influential to the point to where, you know, it's gonna mold you in some way, shape, or form. So if all you hearing is dope, make money, get sell dope, all that, then it's gonna just be a ripple effect in the hood, man.
So how's your music? Is your music influential?
Yeah, it's influential because it's us. It's not nothing fictitious. It's all real. It's where we live. We ain't talking about what we don't got. We ain't talking about what's not us. I mean, anybody know me, know my mans, they know that when they hear it, that it's us. I've seen many people get on the mic, make music, but you hear it, but you know them.
Yeah.
And the two don't coincide together. It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look.
Man, I think as far as influence, man, it's just like, I like to call it like life rap. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before about the roller coaster, you know, you can't believe the hype out there, man. And like, you know, we've been doing shows and doing it with people that, you know, I ain't gonna put nobody on blast, but we've done some shows with so-called mainstream artists who really ain't, you know, they depicting themselves as gangster or whatnot, you know, dope man or whatnot. And you know, with our music, it goes more in depth. I talk about everything aspect of life, not just making the money, but what comes with making that money. You know what I mean? The struggle is in the music. We don't just send a straight up message like, you know, like it's as simple as sell some dope and you're gonna get the money. Because there's a lot more that goes into that lifestyle than just that, and that's what our music is all about. It's about making you think. You know what I mean? Like if that's what you want. If that's what you want, you know, have a plan. Always have a plan, you know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be just to get to the weekend and get to the club, you know what I'm saying? The music is about stepping stones, you know what I mean? And doing something positive with yourself, even if you start negative.
That's what the movement is about. It's about making progress and getting everybody in the community, you know, in the hip-hop community to understand what, you know, people like us understand about music. Yeah, it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper. So, if y'all had a chance to do a track with anybody, who would it be?
Man, I don't know, man. I'm real West Coast, you know what I mean? Like I've been living out here for a while, but I'm real West Coast, man.
It's your pick. I pick.
There's so many out there, man. It's so many out there, man. But if I had to do one with one, it'd probably be Snoop, man. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that he does that I do, and I think we get along real good. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, like that.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit on my answer, man. I'm gonna pull a duo. A duo out the hat. You know what I mean? So you know you kind of get the 2 for 1 deal. I'm all about Red and Meth, man. Them 2 cats right there they it for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Redman and Method Man. Very simple.
Yeah. It's a great answer. Great. We're gonna be back right after this. But before we leave, we got them coming back with an in-studio performance of their hit single, The Way You Break It Down, featuring Young Gutter. FA-Q, Sandusky's finest, here on The Movement. Welcome back to The Movement. I'm your host, Screech. We got FA-Q about to hit them with a live studio performance, well, in-house performance of their new hit single, The Way You Break It Down, featuring Young Gutter. Let's get it.
Yeah, it's FA-Q, you know what I'm saying? Coming at you radio style. Shout out Young Gutter on the hook.
It's to all the ladies, check it out. How can I be mad when she broke it down like that? Her swag on overload, but Prada frames to match. Head to toe all black, strong and independent. You tell she getting stretched, mommy's headed to women. Gotta get it back. When you break it down, girl, I can't even be mad. Shut it down, got me coming round. Every time I hit it, girl, I let it hear the sound. When you break it down, 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 break it down, down, down. Get at the sexy ones, my nigga.
Shorty so sexy, sweet like Pepsi. When it comes to swag, she got plenty. Other girls envy, but she worth every penny. You come with your pockets full, leaving them empty. So feel when she be moving, she keeping that body tight. She know what she doing. Smelling like lotion, soft as a cushion. She deserve a call for the way that she doing.
Your swag, gotta get it back. Yeah, when you break it down, girl, I can't even be mad. And when you shut it down, got me coming round. Every time you get it, girl, let her hear the sound. And when you break it down, 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 and when you break it down, make it down and down and down, down, make it down and down and check it out. I seen sexy before, but nothing like her. Strong will got her, only wanna wipe her. No, she not temporary, no, she's a lifer. Raised right classy, so there's no one nicer. And if this shit hit the fan, oh yeah, she's a rider. Not a killer, but got a village up beside her. And when it comes to sex, she tight like a tiger. The way she breaks it down, I bust like a geyser. I'm talking real sexy, yo.
You know what I'm saying? When you break it down, you understand what I'm saying? Do your thing. Don't worry about what these other girls out here hating on you, you know what I'm saying? If you hate me, then you hold it down. Look, when I see a band, when I be like, damn, you got that heat, you got that look, baby, man, you see. And I ain't even perfect, you're perfect to a T. Got the body of a guy built for a king. Wanna pull that string on your cheeks with my teeth. Introduce you to the freaky side of me. Hey, and when we meet, sweat gon' beat, feet in the air, get in for a treat.
Your swag, gotta get it back.
Okay.
When you break it down, girl, I can't even be mad.
Yeah.
When you shut it down,
Come on.
got it coming round.
Ladies.
And every time you get it, girl, I let her hear the sound.
Feel me?
But when you break it down,
Yo, when you break it down,
when you break it down,
when you break it down,
the way you break it down, take it down and down and down, down, take it down and down and down, yeah. Only for the sexy.
That's right, baby. Welcome back to The Movement. That was a crazy performance by FA-Q of their hit single, The Way You Break It Down, featuring Young Gutter. And you can go ahead and check that out